The Fourtrax is back again because we got parts. First things first, I'm removing accessory wiring from stuff that I don't really care about. It had a winch that was in really bad condition that went straight into the trash. We'll potentially replace that later. But the only thing that's staying is, I guess it had hand warmers. We'll figure out if those work at a later date. Finally getting a chance to check the oil. Can't believe how many threads there are on this thing. At first glance, it looks like it has some, but the proper way to check is actually to set it back in, just rest the threads, pull it back out, you'll see nothing. Well, we're going to put new oil in it anyway. All right, and check out the front differential. I don't like that it's a little bit wet still after cleaning it off. Oh, that is not even tight. It's not even finger tight. Oh, oh, that is not good. That is not good. That should not be overflowing. Oh, crap. The cap was loose, and I think, milkshake. Looks like chocolate milk. I think it got full of water when we were washing it. Crap. I got that drained, but I found another problem right here. This breather, part of the reason we got a bunch of water in there. If you follow that, comes around right here, comes up to right here. So I get I don't have any vacuum line this small, so I gotta get some. Also, these front ends require hypoid gear, so gear oil, which I don't have any on hand. I just have standard gear oil, so I will pick some up tomorrow and top these off. But with that, I think we've pretty much done everything that we can for now. Carb parts have arrived, so I've gone ahead and removed the choke cable. Need to replace the plunger assembly. So we got kit from All Balls Racing. Also have the carb kit, but we'll see if we need it. Good to have it on hand regardless.
kit contains everything you need to replace the plunger. So it's just a matter of pulling back the spring and sliding the ball end out of that plunger, which is fairly easy to get out. Putting it back on is a different story. This part took me a minute. There's a hidden clip that I couldn't quite see at first. Eventually, I figure it out. Told ya. The ferrule on the end of the cable has come loose, and it's making it a little bit difficult to slide that rubber boot over it. Technically, I could leave that rubber boot in place, but I'd prefer to replace it with the kit. Now I'm just checking to make sure that the cable operates freely. And I'm going to see if I can potentially crimp that down a little bit better. It's not the exact proper tool, but it's pretty close. It's better. Not perfect, but better. This is the piece that threads into the carburetor. You can see the threads are completely gone. It explains why the choke wasn't working, and I believe it's the vacuum leak I was looking for that was causing the engine to rev uncontrollably. First, you install the rubber boot. Then I wasn't sure if there was a rubber gasket inside the threaded portion on the old one, so just double checking to make sure. So now we can install the threaded portion and add that metal clip. Just slides right in. And once that's installed, you can just slide the rubber boot over the end. That'll keep the clip secure and also prevent any moisture from getting down inside there. You can see that ferrule I tried to crimp already came loose. So Eventually, we'll just probably end up getting a new cable, but for now, this will be fine. Now comes for the tricky part. And put the spring. You have to hold the spring down far enough that the ball end is free without pushing the cable through the other end. Once you get the ball into the plunger, eventually, there you go. And then you can release the spring and it will hold the plunger in place. And check operation. Yeah, I think that looks good. Now to install it back on the quad. This clip was the hardest thing to track down. You notice it's an original Honda part. Nobody makes it aftermarket as far as I know. What it does is it secures that clutch or the choke cable to allow the lever to work. So it was missing, and that cable was flopping around, which is what caused the previous owner, I believe, to basically destroy the plunger end trying to make it work. Just snaps over that housing, kind of difficult. Once it's on there, now it's nice and secure, and the lever actually works. Next up, I got a new battery, but this is kind of irritating. I specifically bought an AGM because they usually are pre-filled, pre-charged. You just buy it, you drop it in, and it works. Well, apparently, these require you to install the acid yourself. It's not a huge deal because I do this with lead acid batteries. The problem is that the box specifically says that it's dry charged. And it does have 12.6 volts out of the box. But according to the documentation, you must charge it for 12 to 14 hours. To quote Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that. I want to check out the carb operation, so I guess we're going to use the jump pack. A little bit of choke. Seems to be working. Idle's not racing. So far, so good, but turning's a little difficult when you gotta use one hand to hold the jump pack from falling over. Choke kit appears to have done the trick, so now it's time to focus on securing that front fender. When we got it, there was no mounting hardware. It was basically held on with zip ties. I always keep U-nuts on hand, so I just needed to pick up a bunch of 6mm Fender bolts. I should have everything I need. Well, seems to be a success. These fender washers worked out pretty well. There's about 8 per side. Now it's solid. We'll deal with the brakes down the road. I think we can call this thing ready to ride. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as it'll really help my channel. Best part is, it's absolutely free. Also, ring that bell for notifications of new videos. There's a lot coming, and I'd hate for you to miss out.